Hello, everybody. Hope that you're doing all right. Hope that you're listening to some great music as always. And me, I just wanted to make a continuation on my previous vinyl update video and continue showing some of my recent finds and purchases. And have quite a nice stack here, I would say. And to start off right away, the German melodic metal hard rock master Axel Rudipell and his latest album Sign of the Times. And I mean, I just love Axel, and it's I mean, when it comes to like classic rainbow slash Deep Purple sounding hard rock, I mean, he really has his heart in the completely right place, and has been having for the 30 years that he's been releasing records, or even more, I believe 31. But anyway, yeah, Sign of the Times, and I mean, for anybody that knows about Axel and his music, of course it's easy to say, he releases the same record every second year or whatever. But I mean, it just really does it for me. I mean, is every record that he releases a masterpiece? Is this a record like a pure masterpiece? No, perhaps not. But I mean, there are just some great tracks here, such as Bad Reputation, the title track, Waiting for Your Call is another great one, Into the Fire, the closing, epic track. I mean, Axel continues to do what he does best, and that is, in many cases, good enough. And I just wanted to show the vinyl, which is very nice, and I believe this is the only vinyl issue that he did. There isn't any black issue, but there's this clear blood red with some black splatter in it. Yeah, now you can perhaps see a bit of it, and I think that it's really cool looking indeed. Moving on, this is a record which I already had, but it's kind of a upgrade copy. For me, another favorite band of mine, Camel, Stationary Traveler from 1984. Just great stuff. The last one that they did before sort of breaking up back in the 80s and before forming in the early 90s. This is just a great one. Some more rocking tracks such as Refugee, the single, of course, Cloak and Dagger Man. I mean, the title track, Stationary Traveler, an instrumental, fantastic one. I mean, the guitar playing by Andy Latimer on that one, I mean, how could it not bring a tear to your eye? But yeah, another great one, Camel, Stationary Traveler. And I mean, one show that I had no chance of seeing, but that I really would love to have seen, was when they did this tour and they played here in Stockholm. They played at a classic venue. It's not used for concerts anymore. It's called Draken, the Dragon. It was an old cinema. And there they made their stop on the Stationary Traveler tour, and I believe that they played pretty much the entire album. So yeah, that's a gig that I really would have loved to be able to have attended. Next one, some Neil Young with a 12-inch single, Rockin' in the Free World. And I mean, I just love Neil Young, and this is of course his like huge comeback hit, so to say, from his comeback album Freedom from 1989, and I have Freedom on both CD and vinyl, so perhaps this wasn't a very essential song, I mean essential pickup as such, but it does feature it does feature the both versions. I mean, the album Freedom, it features Rockin' in the Free World, the hard rocking electric version, as well as an acoustic version of it. And this single features both of them, as well as an exclusive track for the single called Cocaine Eyes, which isn't on the album. So, I mean, that's a reason as good as any to pick this one up. Now, the next trio of records is, a band. It's as classic as any band can be, perhaps, when it comes to hard rock, at least. And this is an album that, this is some album, but also a band that I've been listening more and more of over the course of the last couple of years, and that is thanks to a certain podcast. It's called Alex Room Service, and when it comes to this band, I mean, it is in Swedish, so unfortunately a lot of you that may be watching this perhaps won't have much value to listen to it, so to say. But believe me, I mean, the stuff that guy talks about, I mean, it's so informative, so interesting when it comes to this band that that guy that does that podcast is simply an encyclopedia when it comes to this band. And the band is, what more do I have to say? So while listening more and more to Kiss over the last couple of years, and especially like the last 6 months or so, I realized, I have pretty much all of the classic albums on CD, but not on vinyl, so something must be done, and something has been done, and here we have, of course, the classic live record, live record, but who the hell cares? It's great, alive. Yeah, what more needs to be said? And another one where really nothing much needs to be said, Destroyer, another great one, and of course the album that together with Alive broke them big back in '76, and an album that I really should have had already on vinyl, but didn't, but now I have, so great indeed. And the third Kiss one of their clearly heaviest, Lick It Up, and of course from 1983, the one where the first one where they dropped the makeup. Some great tracks on here when you look past the hit that was the title track, which I also love, but I mean tracks such as Exciter, Not for the Innocent, just heavy stuff, and also A Million to One. I mean, that's simply one of the greatest songs which Paul Stanley did during the 80s, and I mean, it's such a shame that they never played that one live. So yeah, some great and very necessary Kiss pickups, as I'm sure that a lot of you would agree. Another classic band, another classic album which I had on CD, but for some reason not on vinyl, and I had all of their other 70s and 80s stuff. Scorpions, Taken by Force, of course the censored cover, and as many of you may know, the uncensored one is this with like the cowboys shooting at each other at a graveyard, but that for some reason that had to be changed. I don't quite remember why, but yeah, you had this very bland looking cover, but never mind, because the music is great. great indeed. And of course, us metalheads, for us, the tracks that we usually come back to are, of course, He's a Woman, She's a Man, the Sails of Charon, another classic one written by Uli John Roth, and of course also the semi-ballad Will Burn the Sky. Will Burn the Sky, a fantastic one. But I mean, pretty much every track here is great, like Steam Rock Fever, The Right of Your Time, a bit more progressive one, Born to Touch Your Feelings, the closing track, which sort of gave birth to the ballad, the power ballad side of the band, which, as we all know, would be pretty successful moving on. And here we have one of my all-time favorite bands, Uriah Heep, Salisbury, their second album from 1970. I have a couple of other issues of this one, amongst them an original Vertigo Swirl issue, which, as some of you may know, is pretty rare, since after that one was issued, they moved on to they moved on first, I believe if it was the Island label. This one is, I believe, the second pressing on the Island label, and then of course they had the Bronze label releasing their records. But yeah, classic album. Very varied, and I love pretty much the entire song, and especially the epic title track, like truly a progressive masterpiece. And it just, I mean, the cover and the name of the album, it sort of makes you think, I mean, how when it comes to some records and some album names, how disconnected some stuff is. So of course here you have the band riding in a tank, of course another image that was censored in America, of course. But yeah, you have the band in a tank, and the album is called Salisbury, which is of course the name of the place, of the town in the UK. And I mean, the song itself is pretty much a love song, an epic love song. So yeah, the tank, the name of the place, and an epic love song. But yeah, you probably could make some sort of a connection there, I guess. Nevertheless, fantastic record. Here is one that has gained more and more recognition over the years. Motorhead, Another Perfect Day. And I mean, it really must have come as sort of a shocker when this record was released back in '83, that the opening track, Back at the Funny Farm, begins, and you hear, I mean, the intro with Lemmy cranking up the bass and doing his thing, and then you perhaps think, oh, well, this sounds as usual as it should, and then Brian Robertson comes in with his very melodic guitar lick, and I mean, personally, I love it. I love this record, and as I said, more and more people have grown to love it over the years, and which was something also which Lemmy used to refer to in the later years when playing live. I remember at least once when I saw the band, and they played at least one song from the album. I believe if it was one track Mind, perhaps, or I Got Mine. I can't remember. But yeah, but he introduced the tracks such as well, it's great that you're loving this kind of. It's great that you're loving this album more and more during these past years, but it's too bad that you didn't love it as much when it came out, but better sooner than later, or whatever. But yeah, Shine is another all-time favorite for me. So yeah, and this is also one that I had. I had this as an original UK copy in very ragged condition, but this is a original UK copy in a very nice condition. So great. A couple of more. This is another sort of upgrade, or at least a pressing which I didn't have, but I believe this is an original UK pressing. But anyway, Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, and I mean this is one of these records that is really pretty much a foundation of who I am as a music listener. I mean the band itself is also one of my all-time favorite bands, and one of the great personal music mysteries for me, and one that I'll probably never get an answer to is which Iron Maiden track I heard first. It could have been The Wicker Man from Brave New World, or it could have been The Clairvoyant, but probably I'll never know, and I won't be unhappy because of it. I mean, they're both great tracks, and this is a fantastic album. The last one, this is a reissue, Atomic Rooster, Death Walks Behind You. I believe this was their second one from 1970. I believe an original pressing could go for quite a bit of cash, and perhaps I'll pick up one day. But this is a really nice reissue. It has like this really, I can show it for a bit. It's really thick cardboard, very beautiful gatefold. And this is the same, what's this label called? Akarma Records. I have another reissue by them, by the band Black Widow, and the album Sacrifice, another one of my all-time favorite records. And they also did a fantastic job with this one, and it's just on well, I put it down there, but it's just on regular black vinyl, but that is very good enough. So yeah, Atomic Rooster, That Walks Behind You, just great darker sort of UK prog, and they continue to release a few other great records during the early or first half of the 70s. But yeah, anyway, that was what I had to show this time around. I have some more stuff to show coming up. I'll just want to get through organizing it and sort of preparing it and so. But until I see you again in another video, everybody take care, keep supporting your local record stores, your artists, keep supporting everything that you love in regards to music. Keep listening to a lot of great music, and I'll see you soon again.